After an inning from Gratterall, here's Joe Kelly for his second outing this year. In his first one on Saturday, he threw 15 consecutive curveballs.
And then iced his elbow. He's been working really hard on throwing a lot more strikes. Everybody has seen the video when he was working on a changeup online. Ended up breaking a window at his house.
Oops.
I don't think I threw 15 consecutive curveballs in my career ever. Maybe 7 or 8, but not 15.
After the off day, this bullpen fully loaded up. Got a quick inning from Gratterall, and now it's Kelly to face 2, 3, and 4 with Jose Altuve to lead it off. Goes after the first pitch and flies it to short left. Back goes Seager. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Altuve is 0 for 3, and up comes Bregman, who's 0 for 2.
A bullpen meltdown can get into the psyche of the offense, too. I think the Astros will probably be dealing with a little bit of that reality of how much do we have to do on offense to kind of cover the bullpen or cover the pitching staff until they get healthy.
That is very much the predicament for this team right now. Really good offensively. In fact, historically good offensively last year. And off to a good start this year, more than 7 runs per game. But the pitching is not in a good place. It was not deep even before Verlander was placed on the injured list. And even before a couple of their back end relievers went down with injuries.
Were there any announcements pregame about signing an older veteran that was playing independent ball?
Yeah, how about that one, huh? Fernando Rodney is playing for the Sugarland Skeeters, an independent team in Texas, and the Astros are trying to sign him and get him to the park in time to be available tonight. I don't think they officially pulled off the move in time for tonight, but sounds like he could be ready for tomorrow. 43-year-old Fernando Rodney. 3-0 on Bregman.
Shooting arrows into the sky.
Down in Sugarland. The Skeeters.
It's like Bartolo Colon.
Yeah. Kelly. Home 3-0. Oof. Just get away from him.
Yeah, I think that one slipped. There was a vibe all the way here to Dodger Stadium in our booth that I felt like this would be an interesting game, and I didn't know if it would turn into fireworks, but that could have been the first salvo.
Let's remember, this is a guy that put out a window with a changeup earlier this summer. But
3-0, I'm probably going to walk you, and maybe it'd just be easier if I don't waste any more pitches battling.
You see Bregman's reaction there right before the replay cut off. He started to kind of, oh my gosh, and roll his eyes at the same time.
Yeah.
So here's Brantley in a 5-2 game in the 6th.
That's the other way to send a message if you're a pitcher and a guy gets on, and then you try and throw it for the head first dive guys to the inside part toward their ribs.
Really? Is that
yeah.
a trick you used to pull?
Oh yeah.
So you could hit batters even when they weren't batters anymore.
Right. As you pick it off, you throw it about 8 inches off the ground, and your first baseman, you throw it really hard, so the first baseman's glove has to keep going. And if you miss it,
oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, you got to throw
fastballs.
it. You see how low you could throw it right into their ribs. I'm not condoning anything. I'm just
explaining what you did.
Just explaining the culture.
Yeah, this is what goes on. One more time. At least. It's funny, Dylan Hernandez from the LA Times tweeted us earlier tonight and said, please ask Oral about the different ways he used to bend the rules. I didn't even have to ask. He just went there.
Dylan has my phone number. He can call.
There's your next story, Dylan. Hitting base runners in the ribs at first. First pitch to Brantley, strike one. You know, Joe Kelly, of course, was not on the 2017 Dodgers. He was on the 2018 Red Sox. Came in and won the World Championship that year. Joe Kelly is the kind of guy that his teammates love him, and his teammates know that he's the kind of guy that they would love to, you know, it's cliche, but go into battle with.
Right. You want him in your bunker.
Yeah.
And hitters have ways that delivering messages too. You'll see hitters drag bunt and have to run down the first base line, and at the 45-foot line, all of a sudden they're pretty even with the pitcher. Sometimes, I'm not saying they get spiked on purpose, but the feet can get tangled, or people can rub up against each other. Or you just want to be at first and make sure he's over at first when you're going that way.
Muncy goes to second, one. Seager back to first, not in time. They settle for one. Ooh, okay. So in empty stadiums, we pick up some things that we don't normally pick up. Apologies for whoever the potty mouth is.
Well, we know there's some emotion on the field right now. That's why Joe's looking. He slightly missed the base, and then he gets spiked a little bit, and that's why he glanced back at Brantley. This could wake some things up.
Here's Gurriel. In the middle of things in 2017. Kelly's first one. Fastball up 1-0. Cannot be comfy to be an Astros hitter right now. Joe Kelly is the most common answer from his teammates to the question, which teammate would you most want to ride shotgun with you through the toughest part of town?
Mm-hmm.
Here he comes to the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2 at 97.
He is having issues controlling his fastball, and we did see 15 breaking balls in his first outing of the year in a row. So you can see right now he's having trouble finding the range with the number 1.
And then that breaking ball misses inside, and the count goes to 3-0. Gurriel reaches. Correa would come up representing the tying run.
Action in the Dodger bullpen. Caleb Ferguson is starting to warm.
That is a 4-pitch walk, and the tying run will come up against Kelly.
Joe can have these kind of outings where his stuff is electric, but it's wild and almost like a knuckleballer, you know, and then when they zone it back in, all of a sudden they're out of the inning. And that's what Mark Pryor is looking for right here. come out there with something in his toolbox that he and Joe have talked about in the past when he has been wild high, maybe something Mark noticed. And Mark has told us, he's been on our podcast and said, I don't go out there with a lot of mechanical fixes. He would rather just kind of change their brain chemistry as far as their psyche than all of a sudden go out there and start trying to fix something.
3 strikes out of the 12 pitches. Does this now change your opinion of what that pitch to Bregman was at all? Sorry to put you on the spot on that. But
I would say no, just because the count was 3-0.
Okay.
And I think it was, I really don't know where this is going, and I don't mind if I end up missing inside. But we will never know the answer.
We never will. No. It's part of what makes it all so fun. This game, baseball. 2 on, 2 out. Correa 2 for 2 tonight. Look out. That was a off-speed pitch that spills him. Correa now looking out there. Not to say you're trying to throw at me, but to say, man, control it, putting us in danger.
Well, the best thing you can do on this pitch, whether it is an accident, definitely on a breaking ball, but do not apologize. Let the fear, let the mystery of what was that about, let that linger in the hitter's eyes and in the mind.
Second and third, 2 gone. A 1-0 pitch. You could tell that it was lingering, but whatever is in Correa's head now probably not bothering him as much as whatever's in Kelly's head. So he just doesn't look right. Only 3 strikes out of the 14 pitches.
Everything is coming out of his hand early. I mean, he's almost throwing the ball. It feels like you're throwing it behind your ear instead of out in front of your face.
Joe has said before that when things go like this, it tends to be because he's overthinking it. A lot of guys would say that. Ferguson appears ready. First base open. The left-handed batting Reddick due next. A 2-0. Got a swing and a miss. Why in the world are you swinging it for Carlos Correa?
He's cheating, trying to tie the game up, and he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted a fastball down the middle. It looks like that, and he was just starting early, guess hitter.
See if Kelly can take advantage of that little dose of help from Correa. 2-1 is foul, and it's 2-2.
Joe taking out his little cheat sheet, carrying a scouting report there in his back right pocket. Might actually be changing signs too to set number 2, since there's been a man on second here for a while. Big pitch in this game.
Correa has been the only guy that's done anything tonight for Houston. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 from Joe Kelly. Line down the line, foul.
You got a guy who's hot, who feels like the hero of the game. You got him in swing mode. It's not time to throw him a breaking ball for a strike. We got to go back to that 2-0 breaking ball that looked like a strike, ended up like a ball, and made Correa look sick. The Astro hitters now know that to get a strike, he's defaulting to his breaking ball. So give them what they're looking for, but put it in a hard place to hit. That one there is not in a hard place to hit. Start it right at Will Smith's mask and break it away from him.
Here it comes. That's just what he did, and he got a swing and a miss from Correa to get out of the inning. Oh, Joe Kelly strutting his way off after an interesting inning. All right, so the benches have cleared. And we'll do our best to maintain social distancing while still sending a message, both sides.
I would definitely think that the word cheater has been used at least a dozen times.
I kind of just want to sit here and listen since you can hear just about everything.
This isn't going to go away for a while.
Back in a moment.